Hello guys, again welcome back to Earl's Chess Journey, and this time let's have one game, okay? In 3 minutes, let's play Blitz, and then after that, let's analyze what we can get, what we can improve, and what we can learn in our game. Okay, so let's start. Without further ado, let's play Blitz. Okay, let's play 3 minutes. Okay, so pairing, and let's see who is our opponent today. Um, it's from I forget this flag. Okay, so but anyways, it's 1800. Okay, our opponents is 1800 rated. Okay, so let's play knight c3, f3, knight f3. Okay, bishop. Okay, that is just to provoke him to push his pawn. Okay, so that he will, have a weak. Okay, if he push this, it's fine. Okay, let's go here. Hmm. Let's try to. Okay, here's okay. Let's castle first. Castle. Go. Let's do this one first so that he has no knight. Okay, so let's go here. If anything happened there. Okay, so push. So pawn to d5 is coming, and I hope that he will not see it. Okay, that's a sneaky attack. Okay, pawn to d5, capture. Okay, he knows it. They take. Pawn to d5. Okay, so let's see what you can see here. Okay, let's try to push. Attack his queen side. Okay, so let's push. Push. Let's go. It's a race. We need to create some attacks. Okay, this one. Let's just protect that. Let's focus our attack on the king side and let's see how we can complicate the position. Okay, we need to, although the position is close, but we need to do, okay, attacks here. Okay, let's see. Let's see what he's going to do. His name is Gong Kong Dam 17. I forget this flag. If it's uh, if it's Ukraine, is it Ukraine? I forget. Okay, let's go here. Let's capture maybe capture. I think it's a force capture. Okay, so let's go here and let's push this one. Okay, that one's fine. Let's capture that. If you push, then we'll go here. Okay, so we're almost there. You just need to hold the position. Okay, let's go here. We use this one as an umbrella. Okay, that's part of. Okay, again, remember you don't eat the pawn. Okay, because all of his pieces are there. Okay, let's push this. Take the d5 pawn with a threat on the queen, then push this pawn later. Okay, so let's go. Oops, that's a blunder. Why did he do that? Okay, so that's a free queen. Thank you. Okay, so again we won. Okay, we don't. Okay, we reject his offer. Okay, so that's how we somehow won this game. Okay, but actually it's a little better there. Okay, so let's see what happened. Okay, let's go for analysis. Let's see what happened in our game. Okay, and let me see if we can see the evaluation bar. Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's go back. Okay, I don't know if you can see the engine, but okay, let me try to adjust my screen. Okay, as you can see here, okay, so our game started with d4. Okay, he started with kings gambit with a king's gambit. No, no, it's not king, but it's king's Indian. Okay, with a fianchetto system. Okay, so because of this, of that pattern, like a triangular pattern, and then we did c4, and then he played bishop. Okay, we played knight c3. Yeah, he played d6. We played knight f3. Okay, the reason why I played this line is because and I developed two of my knights is I want to because the most important I think thing okay that I learned in playing chess according also to some masters whom I usually watch. I usually take time to um, also to learn from their ideas. Is that for knights, in order for a knight, okay, to become active and full control of its, and you're going to use full of its potential, we need to develop them two times in the opening. So that means in order for us to save a development for knight and in the future we can use more okay of its ability, you need to make sure that you develop knight first before bishop, okay, or any of the major pieces. Okay, that's the usual thing that we usually do. Okay, so most commonly in playing chess, that's how you see, especially for high level masters. Okay, so he played e6 here. Okay, we just played bishop to g5. Okay, the reason why I play bishop g5, which is he just got caught into my trap, and what I really want is because this bishop is threatening the queen. Okay, what I'm expecting is that yeah, the engine should just play knight f6 is the best move, or knight um, call this knight e7, which is the third move, and he played f6, which is the second best. Now, I did a bishop because I really want him to provoke to play e6, so that these pawns will because that pawns are weak. Okay, and it takes for my opponent to develop all of his pieces because of these pawns. Okay, that's why I did that. So after he moved the pawn, I just went back to h4. Okay, and this move is okay bad because what's the engine suggesting? Okay, is just develop the knight. Okay, so in here, okay, he just push his pawn to g5. I went my bishop back and I open up my h3. Now be careful with this pattern, especially if your opponent's pawn are already uh, on the side on the F rank, because if your major pieces are still in the in these squares on f3 or g3, most likely they can trap it. Okay, most likely players will tend to trap it if you will miss. Okay, and if you will not be aware. Because example, if I will just move my queen here, my bishop will be trapped. Imagine. Okay, and I have no choice but to capture that pawn, and then he will take either with the rook or with the pawn. That's why in this pattern, most likely what you need to do is to play for h3. Okay, so that your bishop, in case this pawn will be pushed to h4, your bishop has still one square, okay, to hide in h2, and still, because if bishop will be here in a game or in a long run, this bishop will tend to be unnoticed, okay, because of its placement also. And in terms of control, bishop is also good in this diagonal. So that's what he did. Okay, he still want to push and put pressure on my king side. So I played bishop to h2. Okay, he developed, and then I played e4 for the sake of controlling all the magic squares or the center squares. Okay, here are the center squares. If those beginners that are still confused what are the center squares and why we need to put those pawns, and put our pawns on the e4 and d4 if you're white, and if you're going to put the pawns to e5 and d5 for black, because we want to control, okay, those center squares. Because I read uh, one theory in playing chess, that the more you control the center, the more advantage or winning position you will get. Okay, that's why if you're going to learn the basics of chess, okay, one thing, okay, that we need to reconsider, or one thing that we need to consider, is that you should have a full control of the center squares. Okay, so bishop to d7, that's what he did. And then I played d3, also bishop, to prepare for me to prepare for castle. Okay, then after that, yeah, I played castle, and then he castle queenside. Okay, now in this variation, okay, or in this type of middle game, because we are already in the middle game, remember, for those who are beginners, if both of you are chess players and you have already the kind of experience, remember, if both players tend to castle in opposite side of the board, that means war. Why is that? Because most likely what we saw in many many chess games, they both castles on the king side. Why is that? Because king side is much more easy, much more secured, and not just that, but the king sides are the most common castles. Okay, but if both players, okay, castles on the opposite side of the board, that means they want war, and they doesn't want to have what to call this, a draw, okay, game. That means whether it's like a do or die, okay, it's really a war. So that's why if you're going to look here, both of us are trying our best to attack. Who will be the one to attack first will be most likely will get the advantage and the winning position. So for my side, because I'm white, I'm going to attack on the queen side because his king is there. Okay, queen side is on the, this is the queen, this is the side, okay, the queen side, okay, of the board. And for, I call this one, and for him, he will try to get as much as possible all his force to attack my king side, okay? And the most advanced attack and much early attacks will likely get the best winning position. Okay, so I just played e1, and then he played knight h. Okay, he's trying to maneuver his pieces in order for him to get an attack, to form his pieces on my king side. So what I'm trying to do, okay, because I pushed this pawn earlier, okay, if you remember, if he takes, okay, I takes, there's a discovery on his queen, okay? So, so that's why, okay, in this position, okay, black can only move its knight, okay? Or if there are things that you can still counterplay, then we have to do so, okay? So after this move, okay, he ignored it, just play with the knight. Okay, because remember, again, let me repeat, if he captures my pawn, I will capture with the e4 pawn, and then still the knight is threat, and there's a discovery, okay, for the queen. If he moves his knight away, imagine I can take his, queen, and if he moves his queen before the knight, I can take his knight, okay? So that's what happened. So that's why he played knight e5, and then I captured it. He captured it with the e5 pawn, okay, with the f6 pawn, okay, and then as much as possible, I want to attack, okay, already on the queen side, okay. So he played that, so still push, okay. He did the queen. Of course, by that time, again, remember this one's weak. I need to react, okay. So that's why I played f2, okay. So after queen, he's trying to look for some weaknesses, but my goal is just to, as much as possible, push, attack. Okay, so in here I was trying to be hesitant earlier if I'm going to push and still continue this. Okay, because I still need to have two more moves for me to attack his queen side. But this pawn is too annoying. If I did not capture that, I can't capture it with a pawn because there's a pin, okay, for the king. So that's why I make up my mind. It's really forced. Then I need to capture it with my pawn. So after he captured with the knight, then this one, remember, if you're in this position, don't get hurry. And at the same time, you analyze first. Is there any attacks? What I am trying to think here earlier was, is trying to push the pawn. If you push the pawn, I can block it with, sealed it with g3. Although my bishop is bad, but I can delay his attack on my king side. Okay, so I said to myself, I think in here my bishop's going to be bad, but it's okay anyways. So, but that did not happen because he played after I played a5. Still, I need to focus my attack on the queen side. He takes a bishop. Okay, so remember in chess, if you're the one attacking, do not trade your pieces with your opponent's piece because that will lessen the force and that will lessen all your, like in an army, that will lessen the troops, okay, that will attack the opponent's king. So as much as possible, deny, or as much as possible, do not, okay, trade pieces if you are the one attacking. You have to improve more, put more pressure, but do not trade if you're the one attacking. And as much as possible, if you're defending on the other side, you have to trade so that, okay, your opponent's attack will be lessened, and it will be, in the future it will turn to equal. Okay, so after he takes my bishop, I take this knight, and then he push this pawn, and then I make that pawn as my shield. Okay, so remember, you shouldn't be taking this pawn because the queen is there. Okay, he will have all his force there later on. Okay, will just maneuver maybe like here after he put his queen here. Okay, or later on his bishop's going to maneuver because my king is exposed. So what I'm trying to do, just to lock that up, and then after he takes the pawn, after I take that pawn, actually in here for me, okay, maybe what he needs to do here is just to at least, okay, secure his position, need to maneuver some of the pieces, but do not trade. Okay, so because if you will trade, I think that's not going to be a good choice for him. Okay, so I take that pawn with a discovery to his queen, and then after that, what happened was, after the queen, that's a huge blunder. Okay, that's a really huge blunder, not just a blunder, really, really huge blunder, because I thought earlier that's a good move, and then I saw, oh no, there's no pieces, there's no pieces supporting the queen, not even his rooks, not even his bishop. In short, that's a Christmas gift. Okay, what a Christmas gift. So if it's a gift, if it's free, what you need to do, you take it, okay, and say thank you very much. Okay, so after that move, okay, in this position we managed to secure our winning chances, and then later on, without further ado, after a few minutes, he resigned. Okay, so that's how we managed to secure this position, okay, and even this game, because of just one critical move, his queen move. Okay, and turns out, okay, to be a Christmas gift. Okay, so I hope you learned something in this game, guys. I hope that you enjoyed watching. And if you still did not subscribe to my channel, if you did not like, please like and subscribe. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed. And once again, Merry Christmas to each and everyone, and God bless you all. Thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you.